So we will be doing the Definitely Able to musical here in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Arts Place. So it's going to be in Sandy Plains Road in Marietta, Georgia, and I'm just ecstatic about it because I think it's just going to be an amazing night. And this is just part one of where I want to go with this. I actually want to travel with this. I want to go on the road with this. I have big plans for this musical. But three shows. So we're going to have it November the 22nd and November the 23rd. So November 22nd is going to be at 7 p.m. November the 23rd, we're going to have it at 2 p.m. a matinee show. And then we're going to have a 7 p.m. show. And I'm doing some little deals with this as well because my brother's birthday is actually coming up September 13th. So I'm thinking about doing a 2-for-1 special where people can actually hop on some of the tickets. But tickets go on sale August the 30th, and we are moving in a direction. This musical is definitely moving. It's been some setbacks, but it's only made for a greater comeback. Because if you know me, once my mind is set on something and God gives me the green light, I ain't no stopping.
They wrote me off and I ain't like that, so I'ma fight that. The bad man, right when you thought that it was safe to relax, you gotta stretch that. The bad man, Hills with me for real, they right here.
Man, it's the Big LAC Show. I'm your host, Big LAC, and in front of me, we have my good friend and brother and Mr. Doing a Lot, Mr. Deonte Bolden. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Okay, so you got the book. Mm-hmm. You about to do another play. You got the magazine. What else are you doing, brother?
Of course, like I said, the musical, the magazine, and I'm also doing the Bolden Awards and nonprofit. So the Bolden Awards actually inspired the nonprofit. I think last time I was here, I was gearing up for the Bolden Awards. And I was talking about the success and what we're putting together with that. So we also started the Bolden Experience, where I want to actually help cultivate people who are in the creative arts to use their stories to empower others through art and creativity. So we got a lot going on at the moment. So
that's good. So, like you said, last time you was here, last time me and you spoke was about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And sorry, hit record on the audio. And you was talking about the Bolden Awards.
Yeah.
So what inspired that? Just to recap.
Yeah. So I actually went to an award show myself. There's quite a few award shows here in Atlanta, Georgia, and they are basically kind of the same thing, the same element, the same people getting awards, same people winning awards. And I really wanted to create an atmosphere where people get back to wanting to share their stories again. I find that a lot of times we're ashamed of what we've been through and things that we've overcome. And I want to get back to the basics of share your story, because your story can help someone else who may be trying to get to the same level as you are. But they think that it's an easy success and it's overnight, when in reality, you have to actually go through some things to get to where you are. I mean, if you know my story, losing a brother and actually going through a lot of different things in life, it's all helping to put me in a position of where I am today to inspire and uplift other people. So
that's what's up.
Yeah.
So another thing I didn't bring up, you started your own podcast?
Yeah, we did DNA podcast. I actually kind of took a break from it because the ladies and I were working together with some things. But I did DNA podcast, and I started that over the period of COVID, where we are discovering, nurturing, applying God's word to our everyday lives. And it's just us getting together, talking about different things and allowing people to understand, even though we are taking this journey as, Christians in our faith, we still struggle in ways where we go through things as well. And we, share our stories and different topics, and we have a good time. And I actually built a bond between Jasmine and Beloved during that time.
So is everything, I know the answer, but for the people that don't know, is everything that you do built on the foundation of your faith?
Yeah, I mean, I think you can't run away from that. I find creative ways of doing it. I feel that God has put me in a position of creatively doing it. Because sometimes even when in filmmaking, I'm one to say that a lot of times Christian films can be a little cheesy sometimes on the way, because it's like, okay, we get it. We can read the Bible for this. But I find when you find different ways, and God has anointed me in different ways to creatively find ways of inspiring people. Even with this musical, I'm not talking about God in it, or, shoving the Bible down people's throats. But there are biblical principles that you can get from this. How many of us says that we wish that we were different from who we are, only to discover that God created us to be who we are, and who we were meant to be. So I find my way of doing that, and faith is always the center of what I do, but I found that I can do it in a creative way that still keeps people's, interest, and attention. So
The book you have on the table, it's, can I?
yeah, sure.
It's an anomaly because a lot of people do books, and you don't find many hardback books out there.
Yeah.
What made you decide to do this in a hardback instead of the paperback or just the digital, like a lot of people like to do?
Well, when I went to the point of trying to actually get into schools and bookstores, it was always, make sure you get some hard copies because children can tend to bend them up, or they don't last as long. And I find that with those, I was told by different people, to get some hardback copies so you could be able to keep, the book, and that book will have a live longer and so much on the shelf, as well as, in the hands of different students as well. So that was something that one of my mentors also told me as well.
So differently abled. Where did that come about?
Yeah, so Differently Able actually started during COVID when it shut down. I'm always the one to tell people, and I told God, I was like, as long as we have COVID and we shut down, I'm going to just be super creative, because I actually wrote a couple of films, and then I wrote this book, and it stems from and is inspired by my brother who had special needs. My brother, he passed in 2006. He had muscular dystrophy. And it was a difficult time, in my life to lose him. But I was reminded of some of the conversations that we had during COVID, when I was actually thinking about my brother. And one of the things that stuck out to me was the fact that my brother found his great pleasure and hope in one day being able to be different and get out of the wheelchair and actually do things that other kids do. And I wanted to actually take a story like that and remind people that even though we look at people who have special needs, they have feelings as well. And I feel like they're a very underserved community. And I wanted to write something because I wanted to get my hands on a book when I was going to school to figure out what is special needs, what is being disabled. I have a brother with that. And I just started thinking about these group of kids, and I was like, it would be great to, instead of talking about what I want to see, to create it myself. So I wrote about these 4 children going into middle school, being bullied and teased for being different, trying to find themselves, in a place where they can be like the other kids, only to find themselves the center prank of everyone's jokes and laughter. And their desire is to be normal, see what life is on the other side. And this book and the story inspires you to say, well, what is normal? And they take that journey because life gives them that in the holiday season, only to discover on the other side that life wasn't as grand as they thought it would be, and that they're different because they make a difference. And I just love the story because so many people can relate to it, and not only just in the disabled part, but some people feel like, I wish I was skinny, I wish I was light skinned, I wish I had this and I had that, only to realize that that's not going to bring you the pleasure that you need, and you have to learn how to truly love yourself within. So,
how long did it take you to write this book?
I actually wrote Differently Abled a month. It took me a month to write the book.
That's pretty fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When an idea comes to me, it really comes to me and it sits. And I actually, I went from actually writing a book to writing a script, but the book actually took about a month to write.
Are you still working on the script, or are you done with it?
No. We're actually in rehearsals now for the musical, the script, and we go up on November.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So what is the process for, you already wrote the script.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the next step in saying, I'm going to put this on stage?
You get a couple of people to read it. After I write a script, I sit with it. I give myself time to really meditate and really pray about it and say, okay, God, is this it? And then I go through the process of actually letting people read it who are trustworthy in my circle. I actually had one of my friends who's close to me. He lives in Nigeria, and he's very honest with me. Shout out to Silas. And he said, this is a great piece. He was like, this made me cry. I felt so many different emotions. And I get feedback from different people. And then once I feel like it's a go, it's a go. Because sometimes we can sit on a creative idea so long, but it's like, well, when are you going to put it out there? And we get fear. So me, I'm just the type of person, once I go through the proper steps, I push it out there and I do it, because I'll try to talk myself out of it. I'll say, oh, maybe in a couple of years, and then turn to 10 years. And I'm just a person that people need the message. So God doesn't give us these creative ideas just to sit on them. He gives it to us so we can put it out there for someone else. Because this story is not for me. It's for someone else.
So are you the sole writer, or do you have partners that help you write?
No, I'm a sole writer right now. That's going to come down the line where I'm going to get too busy and have an idea and be like, okay, now I need writers. But right now it's just me. And not only did I write because it's a musical, and not only did I write the script, I wrote all the songs.
Really?
Yes. So it's 9 songs you're going to hear at the musical, and they're written by me, but they were produced and composed by Isaac J. Music, who's a great friend of mine, Isaac Jones. So.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all already recorded the music?
Yeah, we're actually in the last stages of recording the last 4 songs for the cast, but we've been rehearsing, choreography, everything. Yeah, so.
Where does the funding come from for something like this? Because this is a big thing.
Self-funding, people who really, so into the vision, me working, hustling, finding different ways. There's so many different creative things that I do, selling books and putting things out there that really helps to fund the vision. But it all stems down to self-funding. You believe in your vision so much that you really want to put it out there, and you want other people to see it. So,
goodness gracious.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, differently able.
Yes.
Who is the protagonist of this story?
So I think all of them, in a way, is the protagonist, all 4 of the children. They have their different experiences. I would say the lead character was inspired by my brother, King Ali. And he is one of the kids who is going into middle school. He's in this new area, going into a new school with 3 other kids who kind of grew up around each other. And he has muscular dystrophy. He feels like he's not good enough because he wants to play basketball, but he's in a wheelchair. And his ultimate dream is to get out of the wheelchair and finally be able to play basketball like he always dreamed. And he feels like that's the good life for him. But he goes on this journey of finding himself and realizing that he has more to offer the world than what he gave himself credit for in the beginning. So I would say that he's like my lead character. So
are the the actors, are they differently abled, or did you?
So we was going to go the different route of the first. I approached this with actually getting differently able actors, and then I wasn't able to quite get what I wanted. So then we had to touch on this piece in a way that's sensitive to the differently able community. So I had to kind of change some of the disabilities, but all the actors pretty much approached this. And some of them, we actually do have differently able actors that are part of this production as well.
This book and this play, is it you still going through the grieving process of losing your brother?
Yeah, it's actually sometimes where it really gets difficult. I could say that with this production, a lot of memories are coming back, a lot of old memories, and it really helps because it's also part of my grieving process of understanding that this production is bigger than I, and it's actually keeping my brother's legacy alive. So there's parts, and I think as we get closer to the musical, it's gonna get even more real.
So I ain't trying to get no smoke with you, big dog. But you knew I had a magazine, so you went on and started your own magazine. So what was the impetus behind starting your magazine?
I really wanted to take what we did for the award show because it was so powerful and really put it into a magazine format. I think for me, it was important to continue to honor people who are making bold moves out here and not allowing it to just be at the award show, but also give myself an opportunity to be able to do it for different people. And this is also setting us up for Bolden Awards 2.0, which is going to be next year. So I really wanted to take time to really just acknowledge some amazing people who have contributed to, the boldness that's in our community, making bold moves and wanting to share their stories. Just like I said, testimonies are super, super important, and that's the reason why we continue to do Bolden Magazine and the Bolden Awards. So I was like, we definitely have to do that.
Who is that dude with the phantom mask that be all over your social media?
Oh, Yahweh. Yeah, Yeah, he's one of my creative partners. So yeah.
That's what's up. So with the Bolden Awards, how do you nominate? Do you do it yourself, or do you put out, like a lot of these award shows, especially in Atlanta, they're looking for money from these nominees.
Right.
So they send an email and say, hey, nominate yourself, give me $75, we'll put you on the ballot, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
How do you nominate?
So it goes different ways. What I usually do, I like to self-pick people who I find that are commendable and deserve to be. But I also open it up to the submission process, because sometimes you don't see everybody, and there may be one individual be like, hey, I know we may not connect, or I may not be on social media or in front of your face, but this is my story and this is what I want to do. And then there's a small fee for that, because I actually have to go through the research process and research people. So for me, I find that if I see you and I know you're someone who I want to honor, that's what I do. But then there's also people who really want to get in front. But for me, I always like to do thorough research for each person who is nominated, because I find sometimes we give awards to certain people and I'm like, that doesn't fit that person. Like, where do you get that from? And I think sometimes people just award people just to award them. No shade. But then there's people who just truly deserve it. And for me, each person has to fit the category of which one that they're being honored in, and that's my due diligence as the Bolden Awards, because I want my award show to be, commendable and leading with integrity and honesty. So
You were awarded the BB Online Awards. Tell us about that.
yeah, I actually brought it with me because I was going to take some pictures with it. But yeah, I was just awarded Most Relevant for the BB Online Awards. Shout out to Beverly Bernstein. And I think it's important. When I looked at it at first, I was just like, oh, most relevant. I was like, man, wish I would have got this one, or I wish I would have got that one. And I had to sit in my appreciation for it, because relevancy, when I look at it, is not just, oh, I'm the most popular person, but the type of influence that I think that God has allowed me to bring towards certain communities and bringing people together is amazing. The Bolden Awards brought together so many different people who are connected, my productions, the musical, everything that I have in alignment. So I had to really sit in that and understand the purpose of that, of the most relevant, and understand that, when you have such a great influence on people and people are really truly following your journey, that brings the relevancy. So I was very honored to take on that award.
Yeah, he does a lot with that award. Like, there's a lot of people that I see him award people, and I go down a rabbit hole of seeing these people.
Yes.
And everybody he's awarded are some real good people.
It really is. And one of my friends, Carlton Clay, was awarded. I think this year he had Karen White as well, who was amazing.
Yeah.
Karen White took me way back to the 90s. And yeah, he's been doing great work. And I think the great thing about him is that he's just such a kind person. He has such a great heart, because we had some issues where the award wasn't getting to me, and he was super patient with it and everything. And he's just amazing. So shout out to him and the award show itself.
So you got the play coming up in November. Where is it happening, in Atlanta?
Yes. So we will be doing the Definitely Able to musical here in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Arts Place. So it's going to be in Sandy Plains Road in Marietta, Georgia. And I'm just ecstatic about it, because I think it's just going to be an amazing night. And this is just part one of where I want to go with this. I actually want to travel with this. I want to go on the road with this. I have big plans for this musical. But 3 shows. So we're going to have it November the 22nd and November the 23rd. So November 22nd is going to be at 7 p.m. November the 23rd, we're going to have it at 2 p.m. a matinee show. And then we're going to have a 7 p.m. show. And I'm doing some little deals with this as well, because my brother's birthday is actually coming up September 13th. So I'm thinking about doing a 2-for-1 special where people can actually hop on some of the tickets. But tickets go on sale August the 30th, and we are moving in a direction. This musical is definitely moving. It's been some setbacks, but it's only made for a greater comeback. Because if you know me, once my mind is set on something and God gives me the green light, I ain't no stopping. So.
I want to come see it.
Yes, definitely.
I'm about to come through.
And the music, oh my God, like I can't wait till y'all see it. Like I look back and my mom look at me sometimes, and we were riding in the car the other day, and she was like, "You wrote that song?" Because we have a song called NBA. My mom was like, "Dang, Deonte," she was like, "I didn't know you sat there and wrote that," and I was like, "Yeah, I wrote it." And the concepts, everything just come together. We have a song called Short Bus. So we were actually taking the negative connotation that people make about the short bus and making it positive and influential. Because I want kids and people to walk away from this remembering the songs and remembering that even though people in the world and society makes fun of you for riding on a short bus or being different, there's something unique and special about you. And if I can have people walk away from this production in November feeling that way, then I feel like I've served my purpose. And that is bigger than any dollar amount that comes in, because I know God's going to take care of all of that. But just the impact that this is going to make, or just turning a person around from not teasing a kid that's special needs and becoming that kid's friend. So
That's dope.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the short bus in a long time. Do they still make them?
I believe so.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen one in a minute.
Yeah, my brother used to ride on those, and yeah, they're still around.
Hell, I used to ride on them. Like, where I grew up, we didn't have, like, a lot of the big buses. Like, if you got a small route, you was on a smaller bus because there weren't that many people.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one of those buses in a long time.
That is
But, yeah, that's dope, man. Like, I can't wait. The soundtrack, are you going to put that out separately for...
Yes, so we are going to be working on a soundtrack. So there's going to be a soundtrack that's actually coming. Isaac and I are working on that and making sure we do go through the proper procedure, getting the copyrights, because I don't want Nickelodeon and Disney trying to take some of my songs, because we're going to be in court. But yeah, so we're going through all the proper legal procedures for that, and then we will be releasing the soundtrack, because I want people to actually take this, take the songs from this production and be able to add it to their playlist or whatever they want to do with it.
So, magazine, second issue coming out soon. Bolden Awards 2.0 coming out soon. Differently Abled, the musical, coming out soon. What's next?
And the magazine is we're on the 4th issue, so we.
The 4th.
Yeah,
so I'm behind 2.
Yes.
My bad.
No, you good. So, what's next is just I have another short film that I want to do. I think I talked a little bit about it when I was here last time, called The Skinner Man. We had a film premiere for that last year, so I have part 2 of that. We talked about Melon and Melanie, and now we're moving into The Color of Love, so it's going to touch on biracial relationships and the struggles with that, because we think that racism is still not a thing, but of course now we see even in politics that it apparently still is. But we have a lot going on with that, but I want to still continue that story. And I don't know. Of course, the Bolden Awards 2.0, that's coming May 17, 2025. I'm actually slowly but surely selecting honorees for that. And then traveling with the musical. I really want to stick with this musical for a while to see where God takes it. I'm trying to go to New York. I'm trying to go on Broadway and really just make this a beautiful message that the world can see.
That is a dope goal.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
And I've never seen a Broadway production, unless I've overlooked, that actually deals with the differently able special needs community. So to see me be one of the first to actually take something with a unique message like this and go on the road with it, I'm ready for the challenge.
Thought about making it a movie?
Yeah, we actually, an animation film. I actually have an idea. I actually originally wrote it as an animation film, but then one of my friends was like, this could be on the stage because this is something powerful. And I was like, well, let's go with that concept. And yeah, I ran with it.
That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a TV show?
Possibly.
Most people like streaming.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about actually bringing in some more different types of differently abled and keep the story going. So we'll see where we go.
So the play, is it going to be, are you streaming it live while you're doing it, or are you going to tape it?
We're going to tape it. I'm still figuring out with the budget if we're able to stream it, because I know I streamed my last production. But we are definitely going to record it because we want to have some footage to be able to ship off to some investors to be able to take it on the road.
Dope. Man, I should have been in that meeting with you today. So, what? Ma over there looking at me. What's wrong, Ma? Oh, okay.
She checking you out.
So, you got a lot going on, man. So, these you told me earlier you had a meeting today. Was that about the play?
Yeah, so we're actually getting everything together, making sure we have things in line to put the tickets on sale. So tickets will be available once ready on August 30th at www.differentlyablethemusical.com. So it's about making sure we own our domain name and getting all the business right. So yeah, we moving.
You got an LLC, the play?
Say it again.
Did you get the play LLC?
Yes.
Yes.
And then yeah.
Own it.
On everything, copyright, making sure everything is moving in motion, under the production company. Business, you got to take care of the business aspect as well, contracts, and making sure stuff is in line. I'm all about all of that.
So your first movie, The Skin I'm In, how well did it do?
We actually won an award, the Spotlight Award for it January. It has been selected to numerous festivals. Right after the Bolden Awards last year, I was going to festival to festival and promoting it and having it there. So we did. It was pretty successful. I was in talks and have still been in talks with distribution deals, but the numbers have to be right and everything. So
where can people see it now?
Right now, it's also on YouTube. We have it on there, and it's still being shipped around to different festivals because I'm still waiting to hear from some festivals. And then we are going to strike a distribution deal, and it'll be available for people to see as well.
What was the process of doing that? Did you have to do most of that yourself also?
Yeah. So, when you're independent, it's really promoting, funding, and doing a lot of things yourself. Because a lot of people are like, how do you do all of that? But it's like when you're passionate about something, you have to take the first step. I can't expect the team to come in years from now if I'm not doing the legwork, sending out the emails. A lot of stuff I like to do, and I complain a lot, and my mom and I are close, and I talk to her. But you got to do it because, it's a part of the process starting out. So then when I get to the Tyler Perry status and up, I can be able to say, you do this, send out that email, you do this, because I've done it and I've been there. But right now I'm just enjoying the process of doing everything, learning, studying, and learning how to navigate things for myself. So then when the team comes in, I can instruct and give them those instructions. But yeah, it's a lot of me doing the work.
So The Skin I'm In, did you hold a camera also?
No, so I did have a team with that. I had Randy on Edge Films. Shout out to Randy. Randy's like, when you ready to do part 2, let's go. He came from Charlotte, and we actually got an Airbnb, and we filmed the location, and we filmed it. I think we filmed that film in 3 days.
That's dope.
Because we just had one location that fits our budget, and it took place in the home, so we were able to film, and we did it.
That's dope. So was Randy also your audio guy too, or you had some?
No, so we had Mike, Randy's teammate. I think his name is Mike. He took care of the audio. I cast it. I cast the production. We had a makeup artist there, and we just went with it.
How long did casting take for that one?
So we cast. So around the time that I did cast, we were still coming from over the COVID situation. So I did a lot of letting them do electronic submissions, and I think I cast within 2 weeks.
That's fast.
Yeah. So people was really submitting because people really liked the storyline, and my lead actress, that was the only role I couldn't fit and find anybody from. And then my lead actress, I actually met her because I'm an actor as well. So I met her through Young Voices Entertainment. So I was able to get her because I worked with her before on another project, and she read for another project of mine. And in my head, I could only see her playing it. So Kayla, my lead actress, I was like, Kayla, I got this role for you. This is what I want. And Kayla was like, I'm on board. Let me know where and let's go. And we did it.
So you're an actor too? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've kind of taken a hiatus from acting because I've been working so much on my own stuff. The last project I actually acted on was in 2022, and I did a stage production. Acting is like my number one passion, but this has also, writing has kind of leveled up with the acting as well. But yeah, I started out as an actor. I went to LA, just wanted to act, said that's what I was going to do after school. But God was laughing at my plans because I was like, you think you're just gonna act, but you're gonna be writing, you're gonna be doing award shows, you're gonna be doing musicals, you're gonna be doing all kind of stuff. So tell God your plans and he'll laugh at it because God's plans are definitely bigger and better than ours.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
That's dope. I didn't know that.
Hmm.
I don't think did we talk about that last time?
No, I think we just touched on surface of things, but yeah, I've done some short films, and I'm actually wrote a series that I want to act in as well called The Price of Fame. I started it in LA, but I'm bringing it out here to Atlanta eventually. So
Okay. Well, let me know. I want if I can help you out with that.
awesome.
You got a lot going on. Anything we didn't touch on?
No, I think we touched on everything. The musical, we touched on the magazine, the award show. I think we all. Did we forget anything? Oh yeah, so yeah, that's part of the musical. We're just going around to different communities, especially special needs communities, to perform small excerpts for the musical. So,
How do you set that up?
well, I actually have some people who are special needs who are part of the production, but then there's some connections I made as well. Windy Hill Community Center, which is which is in my area, they actually invited me to come out and talk to their differently able community day program about the book and the musical. So we just are contacting different people in our contacts and trying to spread the message because we're gonna have flyers and everything. So we're just trying to get the word out.
Man, what you're doing is awesome.
Thank you.
You have I was born and raised in this city,
Mm-hmm.
so I know all the movers and shakers, the
Mm-hmm.
people that say they doing stuff, and you check and you dig and you realize they ain't doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say that about you.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that you're doing, and since I met you a few years ago, everything that you said in that room, in that old studio, you're gonna do, you've done.
Yeah.
And that takes a lot of intestinal fortitude, man, to say, I'm gonna push through all my problems because this is bigger than what I'm going through.
Yeah, and I think that has to be the motivation because, to be honest, I have exhausting days. I had one yesterday. There's certain people who, disconnections, and you start to see people's true colors for who they are, and a lot of setbacks. But I feel like when you have a greater purpose, and the musical is important to me because it's about my brother, but also, I say make your why selfless, and that's what keeps you going, because even in the midst of your problems, and because I could just cancel everything now, I'm the leader of it all, and just shut it down. But I feel like it's a bigger purpose, and when you have a bigger purpose and you want people to see what you're doing, that keeps you pushing. Because a lot of people are like, do you ever get a day where you just don't want to do it, or you just want to give up? I'm like, yeah, I have plenty. But what keeps me going is realizing that something greater is going to happen, if I just keep pushing, because the enemy can come in and try to just make you want to give up and throw in the towel, but you got to keep going.
You don't have any direct partners? Like, it's just you at the top? You don't have anybody like that with you?
Not at the moment, because I'm very selective, and when that opportunity comes, and it will come, we have to be on the same level as far as vision. I don't just let anybody come in, because you could be a creative person and then you align yourself with the wrong person, and then they just come in. And I've seen it happen personally with people who are connected to me, and they would pretty much kind of tarnish your brand and what you have going on. So to me, I'm very selective. I'm selective about my cast. I'm selective about who's doing choreography. Shout out to Karan, who's doing choreography for. But, for me, it's important to make sure that anybody that I partner with is going to come with the right motives and the right intentions. I actually have people who always, hit me up, we should partner together. We should do this and we should do that. And I'm like, yeah. And then guys like, no.
Is it more because you're more of a perfectionist?
I wouldn't say, okay, I wouldn't say perfectionist. I am a perfectionist because I want stuff to be right. But it's just, everybody, especially in Atlanta, and you said it good, everybody talks a big game, but everybody don't deliver. And if you're going to come and step on Deonte Bolden Productions, you're going to have to deliver as well as much as you talk, because I hear a lot of talking, but very few people make moves,
Yeah.
So, and then I realized that LA prepared me for Atlanta because people would talk a big game,
What's worse, Atlanta or LA?
We're going to have to do a whole segment on that one.
It's Atlanta.
I would definitely say Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah. LA, you get it, but I think Atlanta people are worse, especially us people of color.
I think because I lived in Los Angeles, Long Beach, Los Angeles, and I think the people out there, you expect it. You expect it. You know it's coming.
Yeah.
You know somebody trying to scam. You know somebody
Right.
trying to grift. Here, you kind of don't expect it. You know it. You know it's there. But when people come to you smiling, you go, oh, okay. And then it hits you. You be like, oh, this is something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think you expect it there. Here, you don't really. You know it's there, but you really don't.
I think you could be a little bit more gullible here because you're just like, you know what, I believe in this person and they seem like they're really kind, and then you start to really, that true colors start coming out and you be like, dang, they really got me with that one. I thought they were going to be delivering and I thought it was going to work out, but yeah, you learn.
It's true. Hey, man, I'm going to get you out of here on this. So where can people get this book?
Yeah, so you could get the book. It's actually available on my website, www.deonte, D-E-O-N-T-E, Bolden.
I'll put it right there.
BOLDEN Productions.com. It's also available on Amazon, and then it'll also be available once we start selling tickets on www.differentlyablethemusical.com. You'll be able to get copies of the book, and if you want a signed copy, it'll be available on both of those websites. But most of all, if you come to the show, I'm going to be selling them and out there signing copies. So you definitely want to make sure you get a ticket to come to the show, and you can get your personalized signed copy right in front of you.
That's what's up. Yeah. Anything else you want to share with the people?
No, I just appreciate you for allowing me to come on here. This is my first interview actually talking about the musical, so I definitely had to make sure I hit up my boy and said, let me get on there. And
hey, anytime you hit me and say, hey, I'm coming through, come on through. Because I like the way you do stuff. Because I told you, we were supposed to do this a little bit later, and I was like, hey, man, some people canceled on me. You was like, I'll be there.
Yeah.
Like, that's professionalism. That's making sure that people that you like and you want to deal with are taken care of.
Yeah, and we need each other, and a lot of times we're not mindful of the fact that we feed off each other. You need someone to come on to promote what they're doing, to talk to, and then I need a platform where I can maybe get the message out. So we have to look out for each other. And I just loved your energy the last time I was here. I was like, let me hit up my boy and come back and talk with you about what I got going on now.
That's nice, because a lot of people don't like me, but
real people know real people.
Give everybody your social media and everything.
Yeah, so you can find me at Deonte Bolden Productions on Instagram. I think it's Deonte Bolden on Twitter, Deonte Bolden Productions on Facebook. But more like, you could just go to my website. It's links to all my social media on there. So www.deonteboldenproductions.com, DEONTEB as in boy, OLDEN Productions.com, and you can get all links to my social media. And I think I'm on TikTok as Deonte Bolden Productions as well.
You don't know if you're on TikTok or not?
Yeah, I am. I don't get on there as much as I should, but I've been promoting and putting musical stuff on.
I hate TikTok. But people tell me all the time, man, you got to go on there. I'm like, oh, my God.
I get on there and I post, but I don't think I'm as active on there as I should be. But I'm getting better. I think my last video for the musical got like over 700 views.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so somebody watching. Thank you. Yeah.
Maybe it's me 699 times.
Maybe. Well, if you are, I appreciate you for it.
I appreciate you.
Thank you, buddy.
I appreciate you, brother. This has been Deonte Bolden, Differently Able. Make sure you go and watch the musical November. You said 3 shows, right?
Yeah, November 22nd, 7 p.m., November 23rd, 2 p.m., and at 7 p.m.
That's what's up, man. This has been your boy, Big LAC. Ma's in the building.
Love you, Mom.
And we about to get out of here. Peace out.